about how
We're just gonna
yeah
keep
we're
going.
gonna
We're just
we're
rock.
we're we're gonna get into it right now.
Yeah.
It's the 5 on 5 podcast presented to you by directmusicservice.com. Hit that click track, boom. It's
Mm.
rock and roll time.
Hey, yo, when you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe, and ding the bell every time we drop a video.
It's just that easy.
It is.
Use promo code 5on5 FIVEONFIVE to save
Where
some
at?
bucks
Where at?
off your first month subscription on directmusicservice.com. I have so much coffee going through me right now. It's 4
Man,
p.m. out in New York. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm
you
one
know
of your
what?
hosts, Phenom.
There was a
Down the
drink
street from
made.
me.
There was a
No,
drink
I'm
made for
not
me,
even
man.
gonna.
So
No,
I'm like wired right now too.
let me go.
Yeah,
Let me
you're
go. Let
fired
me
up.
go. Let me run. Let me run. Down the street from me, Neek Williams. Down the street from him,
Neek Williams.
Neek.
Hey.
I thought that was
Neek
intentional.
Lopez.
That was crazy.
Neek Lopez, Jupiter Williams, and our very special guest today. I didn't even get to do the opening chat. Are we out in the UK? Is that where you're at, Cable?
Oh,
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, just outside of London.
Okay,
Dang.
spoiler alert, you hear the voice. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for DJ Cable.
Boom, 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 boom,
What's up,
boom.
fellas? Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Man, thanks for being here.
We are very happy to have you here, man. I've been following you for a minute now on socials. Your production, your edits, chef's kiss. Without getting
Thanks.
too much into it, it's all very tastefully done, and they're party rockers. You know, it's tough sometimes editing something that somebody sees as like hollowed ground. And I'm sure you can probably attest to that, making a remix or making an edit or a mashup or anything like that. But you find a way to do it so tastefully. So I wanted to give you your props before we even get into it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
For
Means a
sure.
lot. I
For
appreciate
sure.
the fact
Absolutely.
that even like, because when I'm like doing edits and stuff, I'm just kind of thinking of like all my people around me, like, you know, because a lot of the stuff I play is like rooted in like hip hop and dancehall. So hence the reason we're doing like the dancehall edits and stuff this year. And yeah, the fact that people have been downloaded all over the world, and you know, it's getting spun in America, it's getting spun like different countries and shit. It's just it's cool. It's a great feeling, man. It's like nice that I guess people kind of have similar taste to me, you know. So
Cable, let me ask you this real quick. Do your edits come from you playing out and you put together a mashup and you're like, dang, this works, and then you go in and record it, or do you just you're already recording it and you know that you're gonna play this out?
a bit of
the
both.
workflow.
So like,
Okay.
yeah, a bit of both. So like sometimes I'll be like playing out and I might just like fling instrumental over just like a normal tune and be like, yo, do you know what? That might actually work. Or it could just be like something random. I'll just be like listening to something in the car and be like, actually, I think this is a similar key to that. Let me go home and try it. So sometimes I've got like set ideas. So like when I did the first dancehall blends thing, and this was just before like Nando just done the We Were on the Ground remix over the Buster rhythm, and I was just like I had this idea to kind of have just like one rhythm like slapping hip hop instrumental with like some classic things, and then lo and behold he'd done the tune as well. So I was like, cool, I've got these in the stash. Let me just like kind of fling a few more acapellas on there and kind of make a rhythm pack for that. But yeah, so like a lot of it's kind of dictated by like happy mistakes in the club, or I could just be sat at home thinking, yeah, that's a similar key. Yeah, this might work. Let me see what happens. I mean,
right.
It seems like Bandcamp is the last frontier outside of the record pools to really share this.
Yeah.
Is that safe to say? After that, if that goes, Patreon, and then that's kind of it, yeah?
100%. And you know, I'd already had like a little bit of an audience on Bandcamp through like previous releases and stuff. So I was like, let me just slap it up on there, and you know, people can pay whatever they want, and that's kind of work. But yeah, the whole Patreon thing, I would like to get into it, but I feel that, you know, there's like so many other DJs like doing other cool shit, like they're doing production videos and breakdowns, and you know, I'm kind of lazy. I haven't got the time or like the kind of drive to kind of be like, hey guys, here's I made something enabling and kind of give it away as like extra like content and stuff. And you know, it's another platform I guess I've got to like build up from the start. But yeah, I feel kind of like Bandcamp's like the kind of final frontier. Like SoundCloud, you can kind of get a blind and sort of put stuff on there occasionally, but obviously I had stuff taken down in the past and stuff, so I ain't trying to risk it no more. So I guess like Bandcamp's kind of like the one spot yeah, that I can kind of really upload my shit to, you know what I mean?
Which is crazy because you would think that the labels would want as much as hands on as much as they could, you know, stuff
Yeah.
like the players, Coil Ray and stuff like that, that turned into something huge, like a mashup turning into Busta Rhymes getting on the remix and stuff like that. You would think that there would be more of an effort kind of globally for labels to pay attention and kind of help out. But without Bandcamp, SoundCloud doesn't want anything to do with it. And for the longest time, you couldn't even put up a DJ mix from a live set.
Right.
You know,
Still
where
have
they
a
were
hard
just
time doing that.
still, yeah. You know, I gave up. I'm like, I have 2 strikes. I don't want to risk it and get the whole thing taken down. And I think a lot of other artists as well just kind of gave up on the platform because it seemed like they were working against us. At first, it was like a free for all. You could go on SoundCloud and download mashups and all sorts of fun stuff. And now people get flagged even for their own tracks. Which is like,
I feel like they also kind of took away the community aspect, because, you know, you used to have like SoundCloud groups back in the day where you know, I was doing like a lot of trap edits at that time, so I was like, cool, let me go and find all like these track groups, post my shit in there, and you can kind of find the audience within them, do you know what I mean? And then like now they obviously got rid of it, and it's really just kind of become like another streaming platform, almost like another DSP, really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, really.
And you got adverts on there, and you got to pay obviously a monthly subscription to like not have the adverts and stuff. It's, you know, it's kind of almost just like a poor man's Spotify in my opinion, even though you can find some amazing edits on there still, and I still like try and go digging on it as much as I can. But yeah, it's really kind of like lost that sort of kind of like I said, like niche kind of community feel.
It is kind of like a DSP at this point, but when you look at it in that light, you realize how like not user friendly it actually is, because it doesn't have the ease of search as, you know, some of the bigger ones like Spotify or Apple have, where you can look for playlists and things like that. It doesn't work the same way. So in that way, it's like I'd rather just pay for Spotify. If I'm a consumer looking for music, I'd rather just pay for Spotify because it works better. But if you look at SoundCloud as like a digging tool where people upload their own original stuff, and like, you know, but we have all the paywalls and things that come with a DSP. It's kind of like it's in that weird gray middle area. Where it's not quite as user friendly, but it has more original music. But it's still flagging some original people in their stuff. Like,
there's these third parties too, where it's like, okay, cool, you can download the track if you follow them on Instagram, you follow them on SoundCloud,
and then
you leave a comment on the track.
And now you can download it.
Yeah, you know, take a lap around the block, rub your stomach and touch your nose at the same time, you know. And it's like, I did that the other day. I did that for Teen Wolf, and by the end of it, I'm like, I'm stoked to play the track, but I feel like I've been beaten over a head.
I had to do that for G Lee.
Okay, yeah, you know, and I totally get it where they're coming from. It's like, it shouldn't have to be that hard to get an interaction on there. Like somebody leave a comment like, "Yo, this is dope," and then after the walls that you have to go through, you're like, "Man, well, I was already following him on Instagram, but I had to connect my Instagram through SoundCloud through this app, and then, you know, remember my password." And I was like, fuck, I almost missed my gig trying to get all of this shit. But I see where they're coming from. And I just wish there was a third. I wish there was an other. Because, Cable, I'm like you, where I'm not motivated enough to stick to a regimen for Patreon. I'm not motivated enough to be like, hey, I can promise you 30 edits and 4 remixes and 10 blends and
a month.
No, I'll be putting out shit like grade A, just garbage, where, you know, it's like, it's done, but at what cost? And hats off to people like Bike and all of them that are capable to put out heavy hitting content every week or every month or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, was it Nick Bike that he was in a picture with Eccentric, and it said two Serato crates walking to a bar?
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's such a commitment, and I wish there was some other where you could just dump like a stream of ideas, and even monetize it to where if you made a buck and you got like 25% and 75% went to the label or whatever, great, like on a
Mhm.
much more micro scale. I don't know how that would work.
I feel like Bandcamp is that answer.
Yeah,
I feel
until
like
they take your shit down.
Yeah, and that's coming.
So they
No,
actually
Doomsday is coming.
They're giving strikes on Bandcamp too.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
put music on Bandcamp, so I don't.
It's a new team now too. They just
Yeah.
got bought out, and
Oh yeah, they laid a bunch of people off over there, didn't they?
laid a bunch of people off.
Yeah, somebody made a tweet said, "Go ahead and find your favorite artists, find your favorite DJs, find your favorite editors, and go ahead and download all of it right now." Yeah.
Everything's kind of going that way though, where you have to pay individually for everything, and it's so much more than what it was.
Yeah.
In theory, I love Bandcamp because you can sell merch, you can buy fucking physical media, you can buy MP3s. It really is like everybody's one-stop shop. It's everybody's merch table, but
somebody bought Plan B from there too. Yo, we should get into the rounds.
Yes. We should play the game.
Let's play the game.
Whose pick is it today?
Colin, you froze?
I am unfroze.
There we go.
I was like, that joke didn't go so well.
Yeah, I know. Dang,
I'm at the mercy of Moxie and their internet
at the Ritz-Carlton.
It's not the hoi polloi. It's New York internet. So we're gonna do our best. There's 90 million people out here on this thing. I have a pick today. Cable, this is mainly for you. We're gonna go 5 rounds today. It's 2 artists, their top 5 songs on Spotify. You're gonna pick a this or a that, and then we're gonna kind of see how this shakes out. Two titans of industry. One no longer with us, and one questionably at her peak right now. Tough to say. To say.
Taylor Swift?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm just gonna get into it. The battle is Amy Winehouse versus Dua Lipa.
Oh.
So we're gonna go 5 rounds today, starting with Back to Black or Dance the Night Away. Which way are you going?
Back to Black, bro.
Back to Black.
Sure.
You gotta go Back to Black.
Okay. Round 2, Rehab or Cold Heart, the Panu remix. Rehab.
No
okay.
Rehab remix with Hove though.
Nah, just a good
one. I love that one.
This could be a sweep today. I'm fully admitting that this could be a sweep.
Are we really at the mercy right now with Dua?
I mean, Amy's just bulletproof. I will say that.
That's all it is. Like, it doesn't matter.
That's also some biased as well. So, like, biased and that's like.
I wouldn't even say that's biased. It's Amy. Like, that's.
Yeah. Well, I found out today Dua was born in London. So that's kind of how I got
Yeah, she was.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. That's news to me. Number 3, Valerie or Don't Start Now.
Okay.
Oh, Valerie, man.
Valerie. Okay.
That was a better matchup, though.
We're getting better. 4, You Know I'm No Good or Levitating.
Oh. You know what? I'm gonna go Levitating on that one.
Okay.
Really
like
that
gets
song.
one.
It's a really well produced song.
Yes.
Number 5, Tears Dry on Their Own or One Kiss with Calvin Harris.
Tears Dry on Their Own.
Okay.
All right. That was pretty one-sided. It wasn't a complete sweep.
No.
I feel like
came
the
on
one
at the
Dua
end.
song was Charity. I would have swept.
It's tough.
Was it Valerie that we passed on?
No.
Tears.
No. Yeah. We're gonna get right into the lightning round. This is for cable only. It is a this or that. One artist stays, the other artist is deleted out of existence. So you go to grab that record behind your shelf, it's not there.
You got to frisbee it out the window. You don't have a window. You gotta throw it against the wall as hard as you can so it can shatter.
Something like that. Starting with The Clash or Ramones.
Oh,
Who stays?
mate. Oh man, I love Blitzkrieg, but I don't know. Clash got bangers though, bro. Yo, this is a tough one. This is super tough.
Yo, he was almost going through all the rounds right there.
Out of the gates, yeah.
Isn't
Well,
it?
I gave him the first matchup was easy. Now we get into the shit.
Yeah. No. This one's super hard still. Boy, it's a close one, but I'm gonna say the Clash.
Okay.
Actually, can I change?
Yeah.
You change.
Sure.
No. I'm sticking with the Clash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fake out. I like that. Bob Dylan or Nas?
Oh, Nas is staying.
Okay. Let's go with Project Pat or Trick Daddy.
Ooh. Yo.
See, this one right here tells a lot about a person. It does. It tells how this person like.
There's
really
no
listens.
wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer. It tells you how a person
your
listens to
personality.
music.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Not in a good or bad way. It
No.
just speaks to your personality.
He's gonna say one artist, and we're gonna be up to like.
Okay. Oh man, Sharp's like an all-time classic. I don't know, man. Nah, I'm gonna say Project Pat on this one.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a little bit easier here. DJ Snake or Diplo?
Diplo.
Okay. Hypnotize Minds or Swishahouse?
Oh. See, it's the thing. I'm such massive fans of both of them, but do you know what? I'll say Swishahouse purely for the fact that the last couple of weeks I've been like severely bumping like all the DJ Screw. So I'm gonna say Swishahouse on this one.
Okay. Trina or Meg the Stallion?
Hey, yo, I'm not going Meg, you know.
Okay. LCD Sound System or The Strokes?
Do you know what? I haven't listened to much LCD Sound System, so I've got to say the Strokes on that one.
Strokes take it. Okay. Shabba Ranks or Supercat?
Oof. No. They, I think this is the hardest one now, because like Supercat's like so instrumental in like, you know what I mean, but for dance with him. But I don't know, man. Like Shabba's like, shit, man. I'm gonna say Shabba. I gotta say Shabba. Yeah. I play a lot more Shabba than Super in the club, but Supercat is the GOAT though. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Sean Paul versus Beanie Man.
Oh, Beanie Man, all day.
Beanie Man. Okay. Doors or Nirvana?
Jeez. I'm gonna say Nirvana.
Okay.
Grew up listening to them heavy as a kid, so yeah.
Armand. Oh, go ahead.
Do you feel this is a random thought that popped into my head because that Priscilla and Elvis movie's coming out? Do you feel like Beanie Man is the Elvis of dancehall?
Wow.
Is Beanie Man the king of dancehall? And if
he
not,
says he
who
is.
is?
Well, he says he's the king. I think probably the greatest dancehall artist of our generation is probably Vice Cartel, but Beanie's up there though. He's definitely certified GOAT.
Mount Rushmore, but not the guy.
Yeah. Like definitely, he's definitely not Elvis, but he's top 5.
I hear you. Oh my god! I just made a Mount Rushmore comment to it. That's funny. That reference.
I mean, we could pivot and do a Mount Rushmore dancehall if you really want. I mean, you know,
run it, open it up. I want to hear your top 5.
Yo, put me on the spot now. Let me think. All right, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Vice Cartel. How many is on Mount Rushmore? Was it 5?
4.
Sorry. 4. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the tricky thing about Mount Rushmore is you want to do 5, but you got to leave one off.
Oh
it's
shit!
4.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5. My bad. All right. So yeah, Bounty, Beanie, Cartel, and it's a tough one. He's gonna be a 4th one.
because there's like the
Shabba.
I was just gonna say there's like the clean guys, the player ass like Yellow Mans or the Shabbas.
Mm-hmm.
But Shaba's the one out of those guys. He's like the Big Daddy Kane of dancehall.
Yeah. A little bit of house talk. Armand Van Helden or Fatboy Slim?
Oh, Armand Van Helden all day.
Okay. Dilla or Pete Rock?
Ooh. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I'd say Dilla, just because of like the stuff I was getting into as I was growing up. I gravitated more towards the Dilla sound than Pete Rock.
The Who or Rolling Stones?
Ooh. Probably Stones.
Okay. Let's go with Disclosure or Jamie XX.
Oh man. Disclosure.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, we'll get into the tough ones here. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Yeah, that's near impossible, bro. Like damn. I'm gonna say MJ.
Okay.
It's gotta be MJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mariah or Whitney?
Ooh, Whitney.
Okay. Beatles or Beach Boys?
Damn. Beatles.
Okay. Pac or Biggie?
Hey.
And I'm curious because you're from the UK. What was your introduction
there's no coast
to both
bias
of them? Yeah.
So the thing with like the UK is a weird one because we just kind of soaked everything up. So like we were never really kind of biased to I just listened to East Coast or West Coast, or we kind of just absorbed like everything when we was like hearing it on the radio and stuff. So like growing up, like Shorty Blitz and 279 was playing everything on the radio, Westwood as well. So yeah, I mean, I did grow up listening to a lot of East Coast stuff, but I think comparing the artist and comparing the catalog, and just comparing the overall vibe as well, I'm gonna say Tupac.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's like Nick said. It is interesting because I would say for dance music, for house, for everything, you guys got it first, and then we got it. You led the path, you led the charge, and then whatever you guys set the tone with over in the UK, it crossed over some of it, not all of it, obviously, but a large amount of it. And going even one step back as far as disco goes, whatever crossed over from New York, was there first, and maybe a little bit of Chicago house as things started to come along, whatever. But for rap, like it's still been an ongoing battle with the states trying to comprehend grime, and Drake kind of did that a little bit, kind of put some people on, but I feel like it's still a mystery, for a lot of people in the States.
But you got the all those Brooklyn guys taking over the drill sound, with Pop and Fabio.
Yeah, drill is probably the closest comparison to the grime thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the whole drill thing is weird because I mean, obviously, like what started in Chicago, and if you kind of go back like to the early drill stuff, like early 6-7 and like early like 150, like Trap in the Bando and like Let's Lurk and them kind of tunes, the production wasn't like kind of what it is now with like the kind of skippy hats and the sliding weights and that. It was really kind of more like Chicago orientated sounds, and then just kind of developed from there. And then I don't know how it kind of made its way back, but now it's like that kind of like quintessential like drill kind of production is heavily like UK influence. But it's mad how it went from like the US to the UK and then back to the US again. And I feel like the Brooklyn guys kind of get it. maybe it's like a, I don't know, like I've always kind of said like UK music, like the kind of main current theme that kind of runs through it is like Jamaican culture and like, you know, reggae, dancehall, like you kind of go back through like jungle, drum and bass.
Yeah.
You know, the whole, like even grime itself was like born out of people clashing each other on the mic, and like the whole stage show element, which you get from like Sting or something, like watching Being Sting, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think maybe because the whole BK thing, and there's like quite a lot of Jamaicans in Brooklyn,
Yeah.
maybe the whole kind of like
Just
slang
culturally
kind
clash.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's the flow. That made a lot of sense. That made a lot of sense right there, because it's the whole flow that both of them kind of adopt, you know.
The the timeline of drill becoming what it is now kind of reminds me of in dance music like tech house, where it started over on the other side of the pond, and then comes, by the time it gets to the US, it gets so polished and so tidied up that it now has like a defined sound. Whereas before there was elements of things that made tech house that you just kind of got, and it was very underground. And then by the time it gets to the America, because it's so easy to digest, it gets so polished that it's like it's easy to tell what is tech house or it's easy to tell what is drill. So much so that it can end up on the charts, and you end up with like Ice Spice, who's now making pop drill music.
Yeah, wow, boy.
You know, it's kind of crazy that it's gotten to that point.
Yeah, and I think that that's kind of been the main thing with grime, is that because the kind of beauty and not the weird thing about it is that you can't sonically define grime music. There's nothing that says like, this is what a grime beat is, because if you kind of go through the whole catalog, you know, Wiley beat sounds completely different to like a Rootkid beat, and sounds completely different to a Spyro beat. You know, the whole like sound design and like the beat structure is just completely wild. And you know, okay, cool, you've got like the whole kind of gliding like square wave thing that kind of is that whole kind of esky sound, which is sort of like a common denominator between like some of the tunes and that. But yeah, because like you can't, you know, you can turn around and say this is how you make a drill beat, or like this is how you make, I don't know, like a Memphis beat, or this is how you make a Jersey club beat or something. If you turn around and say like this is how you make a grind beat, you could go off in like so many different directions. But yeah, and also like I said, the fact that like you've got the whole kind of station clashing element, and also it's kind of born out of like pirate radio, where people would just like run instrumentals and run rhythms, and they would just like chat over the top for like 2 hours on a pirate radio show with no ad breaks. So yeah, kind of, yeah, sort of trying to say to someone like this is what grime is, it's yeah, it's can't like...
it's not quite as, I mean, luckily I think for the people who love it, it hasn't gotten to a point where it's obviously gotten much more popular than it was in its early years, but it hasn't gotten to a point of being like mundane and washed out, essentially Americanized, to where we've turned it into a commodity that's easy to sell. We know what it sounds like. It's this. Here's the recipe. Mass produce it and sell it.
Do you think a lot of that with America has to do with Pop Smoke passing?
The popularity, maybe.
The drill thing, yeah, possibly. I mean,
drill,
you know, he was gonna go on to do like massive things, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, like, he definitely would have been almost like the kind of 50 Cent of like the younger generation.
Absolutely.
You know,
I think he would have made drill. He would have been participating in this whole pop drill music thing.
Yeah, but I think he would have been tastefully done as well, because I think you know, he would have kept the same team around him, would have kept the same producers around him. Like he wouldn't have. You know,
I don't think it would have been Ice Spice level of pop when I say it like that, but he would have been a huge popular drill artist for sure.
I wanted to ask what was your impression as soon as Drake started to do a UK slang and all of that? What was the consensus over there?
I mean, it was kind of like divided, because like, if I guess like for those that know, like there's similarities with the UK. It's like London and Toronto anyway, because of like the way that people talk and the slang and the music and that, you know, kind of similar to what I was saying with like Brooklyn, how there's like a lot of Jamaicans there. It's the same like big Caribbean population in Toronto as well. So they understand the slang and understand the music and that. And again, I think that whole kind of theme of like reggae and dancehall kind of connects like both cities. But yeah, to kind of hear him over the years go from almost wanting to kind of sound like Fonte from Little Brother to then all of a sudden becoming a roadman within like, you know, like 6 or 7 years, whatever, is kind of wild still. But I don't know, maybe he was just like, maybe that's authentically him. I don't know. But he's always been up on like UK artists and like UK culture from what I've heard in like early interviews and that, especially when I've been like speaking to Centex. But yeah, it kind of did feel a bit not like contrived, not like fully contrived, but it did kind of be like, yo, fam, like why are you doing this now? You know what I mean? But
he's like the greatest method actor, you know, and Drake is the greatest method actor project where Aubrey Graham is playing Drake. That's not really who he's Aubrey Graham at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think he's admitted that a couple times too.
Yeah, you know,
like in a sense that Drake is the persona.
I mean, he's variations of the cornball.
Child actor he's been an actor since he was a kid. He's been famous since he was a kid. So
yeah,
he's definitely gonna be a weirdo. Like it's absolutely expected at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, what are they doing over there? Yeah, I'll do that. In it or whatever.
Yeah.
When he was in Memphis, that's what he was saying.
Yeah. All of a sudden now he's all into Project Pat. Like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to become Durban Pappy and make an Amapiano album in the next 6 months.
Wow.
I think he passed. I think that passed. I think that passed
when he
started
doing the Afro beats thing.
I think that passed with his dance album. Yeah.
He went Martinez Brothers instead.
He went to Ibiza instead.
Yeah.
Are you guys playing much of like? I mean, obviously, I know everyone's like playing Rich Flex and everything like that, but is everyone playing anything off of the house album? Even
I am.
Are you still?
Yeah, I am. And that's just because of the climate over here in Portland. It's just like that. So it's a boutique city, so you know we're playing a lot of the B-side stuff. You know, a lot of people out here are really into right now, really into the B-side stuff, really into just
that makes sense.
Heads music, you know. So yeah.
For
me, I am, but I'm not playing the bigger clubs. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it out here, but I haven't been to a big club in a minute. I haven't been to Omnia
you'll probably hear Rich Daddy.
I went to Excess recently. I haven't heard anything from Massive, like anything along those lines, any of the housey Drake stuff in a minute.
I haven't heard any off the new album. You've
heard Rich Daddy.
I've heard Rich Baby Daddy. That's about
Rich Baby Daddy. Yeah, sorry.
Anyone play that yet? So
really,
I don't know. Damn, maybe it's just where I'm going or what, but I'm
hearing that twice a week.
Love that song.
And I play the Drake and Bad Bunny song every night. So
is that a new one?
I've been playing that song too. Yeah. What is it called? Gentle.
Yeah,
Gently. Yeah.
Gently.
I'm hearing Gently out, and I'm hearing Rich Baby Daddy out.
Yeah.
And Rich Baby Daddy, you play the whole song.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can't skip it on SZA.
Sexy Red's verse is like fucking 8 bars though.
Yeah, but you can't cut it on SZA verse either though. Like,
no, so
SZA just comes out of heaven and just blesses the verse with just pureness. Oh, she's amazing.
That's a funny song. I love it.
I want to get into a bit of history with you, Cable. I know you have a turntablism background. I know you have roots in that. Who were you looking up to when you started as far as, okay, your entry point? I want to hear your entry point to DJing and what DJs inspired you to go the turntablism route, because it's definitely different than just the generic blending route.
So like when I first started, I think the one thing I saw on TV that really kind of made me think, oh shit, I want to do the whole scratching thing was there's like a music program over here called like Later with Jules Holland, and you just get like mad like different bands on and they'd like jam together, and they'd also individually like showcase what song they was releasing at the time, and Gangstar was on there, and Primo was there like cutting up, and Guru was there like doing full clip, and I was like, I said, wow, bro, I need to try this. And had a friend who was like, I was like listening to a lot of drum and bass as well. So a friend of mine is like a drum and bass DJ. He was like, oh, you like scratching, you like drum and bass, why don't you try scratching over drum and bass like DJ Hype? And I was like, all right, cool. finally got like one of these real shitty belt drive DJ in a box setup things for Christmas one time. You know, like the kind of 200, 300 like
Fam.
dollar.
Oh yeah,
I had that too. Yeah,
I think we all started that way.
Well,
Do you
I
remember what
tried
brand yours
to.
was?
I had a, what did I have? I had Newmark, I want to say the TT 1700s, like, yeah, terrible. And I think it was like a Blue Dog mixer or something like that.
So sick. Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah.
The blue one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the M5 or whatever. Like the little.
Yeah.
And like crossfader like bleed every month. You have to like spend like 20-30 bucks like getting a crossfader every month and stuff. But
Yep.
yeah. But basically getting it like kind of focusing more on hip hop and stuff, because I was like buying drum and bass and I was buying a little bit of hip hop. So I was like, yeah, I just want to be drum and bass DJ. And then it worked out super early on, because this is what, like 99, 2000. Back then there was like no FL Studio or Ableton. It was like outboard gear and samplers, and you know, you would have either had to like spend a day with an engineer in the studio and making a tune, or you'd need like tens of thousands of pounds of outboard gear. So I was like, I need to be a producer to kind of make it within the drum and bass scene, because it's such a producer-led, and it still is a producer-led scene. So I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just focus on hip hop instead and still buy a little bit on the side, and kind of just went further down a rabbit hole really. And you know, bought a DMC VHS tape, and kind of like my mind was blown. I was just like, yo, this is like some next level shit. And
hold on, can we pause right there?
Yeah.
What was the hip hop that you was gravitating to at that time?
A lot of East Coast stuff, and then like stuff I was hearing on the radio as well, like Ludacris and that. But also for about 6 months I had like a super duper like backpack phase where I was like just heavily into like Raucous, Fondulum, you know, and then realized that none of the ladies are going to dance this shit.
It's same as a drum and bass show though. It's the exact same.
I realized like no one's going to twerk to Vital Nerve, so let me start playing Southern Hospitality instead.
There it is.
Yeah, and you know, I've still got like a real big soft spot for that kind of indie rap thing, you know. I still buy loads of it. I still kind of, you know, keep up to date with like all the new stuff as well. But so yeah, it's again just a mishmash of everything. So like all the kind of classics that you hear at the time, so like Snoop, Jay-Z, Nas, obviously, you know, grew up in secondary school listening to like Biggie and, you know, a bit of Wu-Tang as well. But yeah, then a bit of obviously all like the down south stuff, and then, you know, the kind of super duper like nerdy shit. And yeah, it's kind of just sort of started amassing the record collection of that really. And then kind of got, like I said, further into the whole like DMC thing. So like, you know, for a few years it was literally just, right, I'm gonna buy doubles at everything and start doing beat jogger routines. And yeah, kind of, yeah, it's kind of sort of fell into it, I guess, you know.
It's a slippery slope, because once you're especially collecting vinyl, once you're opening up these doors and you're like, well, I'm going to get into dance now and I'm going to branch off into this or that, you're buying everything. And now I know a lot of us too are buying back things that, you know, maybe we parted with from, you know, a while ago, or for me, I'm trying to find all the blog era stuff.
Right.
So I'm going down this rabbit hole of trying to find these bits and pieces. When I was out in the UK a couple of weeks ago, I picked up almost exclusively blog stuff that you can't find in the States, but you guys had plenty of it out by you. And, you know, I feel like, what year did you start on Serato? Were you right away, or did it take a little bit for you?
I was like 2006, I think. So kind of early, but not like one of the first people.
Yeah. So when you converted, you're sitting on all this wax and you're like, now what do I do? You know, like, I'm playing digital now. And from a turntablist point of view, that had to feel a little bit foreign, right?
Yeah, but I also love the fact I was like, oh my God, I can now take everything to the club, and now I can just like download shit. And, you know, again, this is like when the blog era kind of first started popping. So I was like, yeah, I can download something off of Night Right and play in the club tonight. Like, wow. Yeah, I got a funny story about my records actually. So kind of like a couple of years after that, I was like sitting on all this shit. You know, a bunch of like indie rap stuff I ain't really want. You know, I was like, am I really gonna play this Cool Keith 12 ever again? Probably not. Let me just like do a job lot, sold it to someone. And there was a lot of shit in that collection as well. I mean, you know, like you know, Rihanna SOS and like just some weird ass shit, and sold it to him. And then about 3 or 4 years back, I was like going through like some of the records. I was like, oh man, I can't find this tune. Where's this other song going? And I was like, oh fuck, I sold this one, mate Tom. And then kind of went online and realized how much the records are worth. And I was like, oh shit. So called him back up and I was like, hey, you know those records I sold to you? Do you want to sell them back to me? And he, like by some stroke of like luck, he just had them sitting there, didn't even want anything to do with them. He'd like listen to them. He's like, yeah, I don't like any of this shit. So I managed to buy them back for the same price I sold them for, and cherry picked them, and then had like about 100 that I didn't want anyway, you know, all the kind of Rihanna doubles and shit like that. Sold them to someone else for the money that I paid him to buy my records back from, and then basically lucked out. So basically got like about 400 records back for nothing basically. So,
isn't it so funny how like bullshit the records, you're like, oh, these are bullshit records, and then 10 years later you're like, okay, nostalgia's hit, I kind of wish I had this record, and you look for it and it's like $50 for the 12, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, it's crazy, man. I feel Discogs really kind of fucked up the game though. Like in
Discogs kind of fucked up the game, dog.
It's StockX. It's StockX.
It's StockX.
And you know, it's even on like certain things. Like, I mean, I was talking to my friend Rob Percy the other day about 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying, like the original, because I'd always like seen it, but I had like all the singles. So I didn't really like need like the album, so to speak, and I had like all the bootlegs of like What Up Gangster and stuff on there. And then I was like, oh, I could do the album, but like I think the minimum price for the album now is like 80-90 pounds, and it's like, but they made hundreds of thousands of these. Like, it's not an 80-90
right.
It's fucking Thriller. Like it should be. It was everywhere.
Yeah, like you know, like a Company Flow Fun Crusher Plus is like, you know, an $80 to $100 record because they didn't make a lot of them. You get me? But yeah, like all these kind of like, there's this trend of like all these kind of like early mid like 2000s hip hop and R&B albums that are going for like dumb money at the moment, and it's I don't know whether it's just like a phase or what,
it's
but like, the price don't seem to be coming down anytime soon. It's wild.
No, it's like it's up there, and they're just expensive. We were it's funny because we were just talking about that album not too long ago because it came up on the record store that Phenom works at, and we were like, oh, I would love to have it, but I'm not paying $80 to $100 for it. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's totally deranged. It's nothing insane either. Even Mark Morrison Return of the Mac got a repress, you know, and you're just seeing these constant represses roll over and over and over, while these OG records like Blackstreet and stuff like that, you know, Neek and I were talking about that, $100.
Hey, did Mark Morrison ever have another song? Did he have another song after that?
No, he caught his gun charge, and then like,
that's right.
That's right. Yo, yeah, he got
right. I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a thug.
Yeah.
Don't let the song fool you.
Don't let it.
He's the Return of the Mac. Like,
he got a Rico.
he was serenading you with real intentions underneath.
Yeah, he should have been kicking it with Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat would have got him out of everything. Everybody know Keith Sweat the thug, right? Y'all know that, right? Okay.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah. Like, Keith Sweat is like a G, like a real G.
I saw a tweet today that I want to bring up while we're recording here. It said, it's from Walshy the DJ. I've got a genuine question to fellow DJs. How do you tell a DJ they need to improve on something without offending them? Because knowing how 99.9% are, it's impossible. Kind of got everyone stuck.
Do you know what it is? I think because like you gotta have some kind of ego to kind of, and I'm not saying like egos inside to be like big headed. You gotta kind of have some ego about yourself, and I think, you know, I think any kind of creative is very like protective of like what they do, and you know what I mean. So maybe it's just the element of like taking something personally, but and also the competitive nature of DJing. Like, you know, like, you need to tell me that I need to like work on my scratch. Who the fuck is you? But
right.
I don't know.
There's not many that criticism would land well from. And you know, it almost has to be like a legend telling you for you to be like, all right, fair, you know, like anyone that's even within eye shot of, you know, being a colleague, it's like there's almost no criticism allowed at this point. It's the art form. We're all artists. We're all on the level playing field. And I don't know. You know, I did see a DJ last night. I listened to a DJ at the hotel bar here, and it was a very bad DJ set, and it was just like looping everything like on an 8 to a 4 bar to a 2 to a 1 to a half to the quarter, and then like doing the slip roll back into the song, but every like 15-20 seconds, you know. And it was like abrasive listening to it.
They just unlocked that skill.
You just over here pushing buttons.
Right,
They
right.
just unlocked it. Like
it's like you held it down and you were like, "Oh, this is a pretty cool roll."
Yeah.
But you don't need to
they're just
roll
going through
everything.
They're going through
the
their creative process right there. You just had to witness it.
But I'm sitting here thinking about my friends that are in New York that would be perfect for this venue. And you know, I leave with such a strange feeling that, you know, I heard a DJ set that I didn't like. Usually I can take something from any DJ set and be like, this was great. This person put me onto this little tidbit here I'm going to take with me. But for the first time in a while, I left being like, I took nothing from
uninspired.
I left uninspired and unhappy as well.
Oh no!
About seeing this.
Did you go back into the doorway and just go at the DJ?
I walked by and gave a long look, and I was like, should I say that I'm a DJ? Not even say anything, but just be like, just so you know, there's somebody else that does this in the room, you know? Like, that's not even like...
Oh my God. Somebody in this room knows what you're doing.
But you know, and just to be like, hey, there's 2 doctors in here. And I don't even think that's offensive. I would just kind of leave it at that. Funny. Which is almost mortifying, right? When you're like just lollygagging around, and then you're like,
but for that DJ
I'm not
now,
alone.
But for that DJ now, he's looking over his shoulder like, who is it? He's looking at every single person.
Yeah, not me. It could be the person.
Now he's shook. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, not me. No. It's somebody else. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm not a DJ. I do DoorDash. I'm actually, I'm out of here. I gotta get my order.
I actually gotta pick up the food right here. I was just waiting.
Yeah. It's not me. Like, I think if someone left it that ominous, if someone was like, just so you know, there's somebody else here that does this as well, that would be enough.
You're up there hamming it up.
Hamming it up. The thing that got me, and I'm not going to go on this for too long.
Wait a minute.
No,
there's more?
Let him cook.
He had someone hop on, a girl that was like, oh, can you teach me how to DJ? And he actually went through with the part. He did the bit. And I don't think I've ever seen someone commit to the bit in public at a gig where he's like, yeah, this is how you do a roll. And now she's doing it.
The same way that he taught her, right?
And I said, I'll take the check. I gotta go.
I feel like giving criticism is tough. Like you said, it has to come from somebody like that is a legend or something, especially if you're kind of established.
Super OG, the triple OG.
Like at this point, we've all been working for a long time. If a peer that you're not like buddies with tells me something, I'm like, shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Sit
But
down and
if
listen.
you're like a super OG, that's like, hey man, I don't even know what criticism an OG would give, because I think about like, I know where I fall short. You know what I mean? I know what I'm not good at. We all do.
Yeah.
But I don't think I do those things in public intentionally. Like,
No, right.
I just don't do those things. Like, you're not gonna catch me out here doing scratch outs and fucking. I'm not a scratcher, so I'm trying
to play to my strong suit. I'm not just throwing things at the wall here. I'm trying to make up for the fact that I'm not good at scratching by being really good at blending, and maybe you'll forget that I'm not scratching at all. Like,
I haven't heard a damn scratch at up there. Like,
I mean, that happens though. If you really throwing a good party.
Well, and the flip side is not everybody needs to scratch.
Right.
If you're proficient in it and you know what you're doing, it's fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
If you're kind of just working it out up there, it's working it out. and like we can tell.
We know.
We
all know.
You know, we're sitting here with a turntablist, DJ Cable. If he hops in the room and sees you doing the not even DJing, doing the one of these, you know, then it's just like.
Have you guys ever been in this situation? Did it give criticism?
I've gotten a little bit of criticism, but only when people have like asked for pointers and stuff. But I'll never turn and be like, do you know what, bro? You're trash. Like, I'd never like kind of, you know, like be brutal with it or anything. I'd be like, do you know what? I like what you do. I like this. I think maybe you should like work on these areas and kind of be as constructive as possible. Because I like to think that the people in my circle and the people that I look up to, if I was to kind of approach them on like the same thing and just be like, yeah, I need a bit of advice, or I would say like, what's your opinion on this? Like, I'm in a group chat with Donch and a couple of other guys, and even like certain routines, like before I post them, I'll send them their way and be like, yo, what do you honestly think of this shit? And you know, they might say, yo, this is dope, or something might turn around and say, I like this, I don't really like this, maybe you could do this. And I'll take that on board, because it's always good to kind of get like a fresh pair of ears, especially someone's in kind of tune with like what you do with scratching or in terms of your selection and that. But yeah, if like someone like random was to come up to me and like try and give me like some critique and advice, I'd be like, fucking you, bro. Like,
whatever.
It's so offensive. Like even if you found out that it's a celebrity or like a legend,
I'm not gonna go like to the cashier at like, you know, Nando's and be like, you know what, you should have given me my change in my right hand, on my left hand.
Okay, can we talk about Nando's though? Because we don't have a lot of Nando's in the States. Can we talk about Nando's?
Yeah, we can talk about Nando's. Like, do you know what it is? I think because it's on like, it's everywhere for us. Like, it's just basically just like overpriced chicken and chips at the end of the day. So like, it kind of still bugs me out. Like, everyone comes over and like, oh my god, I really got to go Nando's, and it's like, bro, you really don't need to go Nando's. Like,
well, okay, so we have an overabundance of like KFC, and you know, now we have like Dave's Hot Chicken and stuff, and you know, Popeyes and whatnot. So anytime.
UK has more KFCs than the States. I will say that.
But UK also has Nando's though. So anytime we can get a, you know, just a little change.
What the fuck is Nando's? What is Nando's?
It's fried chicken.
It's a chicken spot.
Peri fried chicken. It's I think it's South African originally.
Oh, it's peri. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's originally South African, and I think, if memory serves me correctly, and then they just got like just a whole bunch of them everywhere. But you like just it's dope. Like it's dope, but it's also like kind of, there's nowhere to eat. Oh, fuck it, we'll just go Nando's. You know, it's
I got you.
It's like, you know, last resort kind of thing. But you know, the food is good though. It's all right. But yeah, it just, you know, it's mad because like every like American I speak to, like oh, I really gotta go Nando's, and it's just like, oh, okay, all right, come on, let's go get some burger.
Yeah, it's just because it's not here. You know, it's just like how In-N-Out was.
I'd be the same. If I went LA, then I'd want to go to like In-N-Out, or I'd want to go like to Roscoe's or something. You know what I mean? So I guess it's almost kind of like a tourist tourist thing you've got to do. But yeah, I mean the food's not great, but
I was on a fucking mission last night around 11 o'clock. I was like, I want a milkshake. And most fast food places at midnight. No, because he brought up
when you play PS5 and just like pause.
Oh yeah, I've been.
I want a milkshake.
Spider-Man 2. I got home from work. I was, I got done doing trivia night, and I was like, I want a fucking milkshake while I get down on Spider-Man. And so I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's fucking bust a mission. Go out. I hit Sonic. Sonic's like, ice cream's done. We're about to close in 30 minutes. I was like, fuck. Okay, let's hit Jack in the Box. Hit Jack in the Box. No ice cream right now. We're cleaning our ice cream machines. I'm like, fuck. And I go, who the fuck does late night milkshakes? In-N-Out. Haven't been to In-N-Out forever. I hit In-N-Out, got me a strawberry milkshake, and I was happy as a clam.
Completely skip McDonald's, knowing their ice cream machine would be.
I already know.
You
can't get any ice cream items from McDonald's after 10 p.m. It's not.
Wait, Cable, is that the same by you? Is y'all's ice cream machine always down at McDonald's, or is that just a States thing?
I think it's just a States thing,
Oh, yeah. He seemed real confused about that question. So
that's crazy. Yeah, that's like an ongoing thing out here is like, that you can't get milkshakes at McDonald's because their ice cream machine is notorious. There's a website called what is it? It's a website basically. Does it work or something like that?
Is it a locator?
It's a locator.
Yes.
And it updates you on if the ice cream machine is running at that particular McDonald's.
Yes.
So you can find out which McDonald's has ice cream available through this website.
America sucks.
I'll find it. It's mad easy. But since we're on the subject of fast food, what we like to do around these parts is set our friends up with fast food endorsement deals. So what we want to know is, what is the DJ Cable meal and where is it?
What do you mean?
What is your go-to fast food?
Same.
And where is it? And we need specifics down to the drink.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
And if you want to get crazy, like Cardi B or Bad Bunny or Travis Scott, like you want to put a new item on a menu, you can get freaky with it if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm pretty I'm a creature of habit. So normally it's a lot of motorway service station food. So which isn't great at all. But there's I don't know if you guys know about Marks and Spencer's. It's like a department store thing they got over here, but they got their food in certain BP garages. So it's always a meal deal if I'm out and about. So it'll be the plant-based toasted duck wrap. Then depending on what time of night, what time of day it is, if it's at night, I'm getting a flat white with oat milk because I'm bougie like that. And then for my snack, because you get a main drink and a snack, the snack is going to be like a millionaire shortbread thing. I don't know if you guys know. It's kind of like shortbread, but with caramel and then some chocolate on the top.
Ooh,
okay.
Ooh. And then if I'm balling, then I'll get a packet of crisps or something on top of that as well, just some salt and pepper ones. So, wow. But because as much as I love Mackie D's and everything, it turns my stomach to shit the next day, bro.
Yes.
So I can't.
Oh yeah, it's gonna crush you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So so it's either that, or if I'm really pushed, then KFC and it's their 3-piece, fries and a Pepsi or just a water or something like that.
Man,
yes,
that's solid. Yeah. That's solid. It's very interesting to get. We haven't spoke to somebody not from the U.S. in a minute, so I always get stoked to hear what your guys' take on the endorsement meal, because it's usually something I've never heard of.
Yeah, and then obviously we got enough kebab shops and stuff in it that are open late. So if you're out drinking or whatever, then sometimes you might you'd either go get a bagel if you're Brick Lane, so you go bagel or something like that. But normally I would just go to a kebab shop, and people love getting doner kebabs at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. So that's also another fast food staple in the UK. But if I'm ever go Turkish, I'll just get a lamb shish or something like that.
Turkish fast food.
Yo,
what a world! I'm so uncultured. That's so
for real.
You wouldn't eat that anyways. Don't even act
Oh,
like
I
you
fuck with
would.
lamb.
Just the fact
I fuck
that
with
it's
lamb.
there,
Okay,
though.
okay, all right.
Just the fact that the option is there. It's like, yo,
I'm eating that.
Just to have the option. Okay,
yeah.
No veggies on there, but lamb and
No,
pita.
but I'll eat the lamb
is
for
good to
sure.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to take a sec to shout out the fantastic internet at the Moxie Hotel, New York.
Again, shout out.
Wanted to give that a nice shout out before we roll it up. Cable, let people know any projects you got coming up, anything you're working on, anything you want to share with us.
So still putting the blends up on my Bandcamp, djcable.bandcamp.com. Dancehall Blends Volume 3 is coming soon. I'm just kind of working on that at the moment. And still putting out like original like instrumentals and stuff. So I just dropped some Bandcamp as well, but it's on DSP's 909 day projects. So back in September, Roland like celebrate like the 909 drum machine. Kind of set myself a challenge to kind of make like 2 rhythms just using like 909 drum samples on the Koala app on my iPhone. So I was on vacation and couldn't take my laptop, so I was like, fuck it, I need to do something, so let me just download this, and got to grips with it. So yeah, both of them beats were like made in Koala and then mixed down in Ableton afterwards. And there's like one grime rhythm on there and one that's kind of almost on the weird kind of like techno grime kind of thing. Kind of try to sort of set myself a challenge and just trying to make the weirdest shit possible. And then just a whole bunch of like kind of lo-fi boom bap type EPs as well coming out. So one's coming hopefully this side of the year, and then moving into 2024 producing for some artists as well. So there's an artist in Bristol called Axel Holy, doing like a joint EP of him, producing all the tunes. And then there's a rapper from Birmingham in the UK called Roxanne. Started working on a few tracks at first, so kind of moving more into like producing for more artists next year. That's like kind of like the goal. And in the interim, just kind of like fling out some blends and edits and everything for the people.
That's dope. The Bandcamp is just DJ Cable on Bandcamp as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Everything's pretty much just like at DJ Cable on socials and everything.
Perfect. Did we do the one song yet? Did we add one song? Cable, any song you want to add to our 5on5 podcast playlist on Spotify?
Jeez. It could be anything, yeah. Yo, what have I been listening to recently? Let me just check up. One time, because this might take a while still. I don't want to be self-indulgent and be like, hey guys, you should put one of my tunes on.
Please be.
I mean, we could do that too.
I mean, I don't want to be self-indulgent. It's all good. I'll pick someone else's.
We'll pick something of yours to put on there for you.
Oh,
you don't got to self-indulge. We will.
For you.
Appreciate that. What have I been listening to recently? Do you know what? Because I was talking about listening to Swisher House a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna go with Paul Wall, Sitting Sideways.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Always good.
Hell yeah.
I also might put it out there, and I think Paul Wall is probably the best white rapper of all time.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Spicy.
Whoa.
He's in my. You know what?
He's up there for me.
If white rappers had a Mount Rushmore, I'm putting Paul Wall up there too.
With
Vanilla Ice.
That's a hot take.
Does Alchemist count as a rapper?
Yeah, Alchemist counts. We'll put
Alchemist counts. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you'll put M up on
obviously
there.
M.
Obviously, I gotta put Eminem up there. I don't want to, but I'm gonna.
No, you have to. You have to.
You
have to.
And now I'm having a hard time picking a fourth.
Paul
Wall again.
I don't know who else is there.
Mac Miller.
There you go. Yeah.
MC Search.
Oh yeah.
Fresh. Run MC that. Search is not going up there.
Run that.
I want to put MC Search up there, but he's not. Because I would have to replace Paul Wall to put MC Search. Yeah, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It's because I went into
I would love to put
him
in place of Eminem, but I just know I can't.
You can't.
Well, technically you can. It's just the internet will tell you.
I guess I can take off Alchemist because he's more.
There
of
you
a
go. Because he's
producer.
more of a producer. There you go. There's your workaround.
No MGK.
No chance.
Yeah. That ain't gonna happen.
No MGK says no.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say Mac Miller's the number one on that group.
No,
that's good.
Over M.
Mac.
I'm putting Mac Miller, just personal taste. Mac Miller, Paul Wall, Eminem, MC Search.
Where's Vanilla Ice?
He's not up there.
He's not up there.
He's not on that.
What about Young Gravy?
He's fun, but he's not on. He's not even.
Do you know what? I really like that tune that samples Rick Astley. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Gravy has fun songs for sure.
He's the best. What about Riff? Where's Riff on that list?
Riff Raff.
He's
Riff should be up there.
He's in my top 10.
There you go. Yeah, he should be up there.
He's in my top 10 for sure.
Trav said, "There you go." Like that's a big accomplishment. Top 10.
That is a big accomplishment because not a lot of people will put him there.
Oh, good.
Not a lot of people will put him there. So,
name 10 famous white rappers.
See, I couldn't name 10 of them.
Could.
It's gonna need some time. All right, so we have 4.
You already have
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
You
already said Riff.
We said Riff. I need 4 more white rappers. Who?
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
Yeah, fuck it. We need numbers right now.
Say Yellow Wolf.
Yellow
Wolf. MGK.
Yeah, you could say Mike Stud.
Oh, G-Eazy.
G-Eazy. There you go.
G-Eazy.
Yeah.
G-Eazy's good. I like
really
some
good.
G-Eazy.
Yeah, he needs to come back out with some music.
I'm not co-signing that statement.
I need a G-Eazy and
Jack Harlow.
You're not gonna say Bubba Sparks or
Bubba Sparks? That's Dungeon Family.
Yo,
is he Dungeon Family?
Who's the guy? Who's the guy on NERD Lap Dance? Lee Harvey. He was a white rapper. What happened to him? He had like one tune and just ghosted.
Harvey.
Yeah.
Something the heart. It's something the heart. He was on Lap Dance.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
He was white.
Yeah. What?
When you think of Harvey, think of a Harley. That's the bar. That is so funny.
Wait a minute. I got one for y'all. Blondie.
Oh yeah, shit.
Bob Dylan.
No, I'm not with the Bob Dylan rapper bullshit. I'm not with that. I'm so sick of people saying that.
Big mad.
You know, George Michael done a rap tune one time, yeah?
His first single was a rap song.
Yeah.
Wham rap.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know if that counts as rap though. Everything was rap back then. Everybody's talking about rap. He was singing his ass off.
It. This is how they
too angelic.
He is.
Wham rap is not rapping. He's just singing fast.
Oh, Iggy,
System of a Down.
Oh yeah, Iggy, System of a Down. No,
Chanel West Coast.
You guys are reaching.
No, Chanel West Coast. That's not a reach.
Chanel West Coast is a rapper, but she's not.
Win. Shout out Portland.
We're wrapping this up.
Sorry, this is turning into a different show. We're
turning into a totally different show. I do want to thank you, Cable, for joining us. Yes. I want to do another interview soon down the road after you get some of these projects out where I'm on stable internet. I'm not out here in the desert of New York.
Hey man, go ahead and drop a folder into that email. Reply to that email, drop a folder to the boys.
Yes. Anything you want the boys to play, definitely. Please send over. We didn't even get to talk about your BBC residency.
Oh,
can we tap into that real quick?
Real
quick before we ride out. You had residency for what, 3 years? It was 3 years or so.
Yeah, it's about like 2.5, 3 years. And initially that was meant to be like a 6-month contract, and kind of overstayed my welcome.
Yes.
And yeah, it all kind of happened like mad. So Mr. Jam had a show. And he had like this kind of segment called like the 60 Minutes mix or whatever, and every like 6 to 12 months, like someone kind of like, you know, they'd refresh the lineup and whatnot. And I was just like bored at home one day, and I just like emailed Jam just on the person. I was like, yo, Pete, wouldn't mind doing the 60 minutes thing. If it ever changes, let me know. I would love to do it. And then 2 months, like literally 2 days later, the producer of the show hits me back and goes, do you want to do the 60 minutes thing? I was like, oh shit, that was easy. And yeah, kind of treated it almost like a radio show within a radio show, because I thought, yo, initially I've got like 6 months, I need to come up with something that's like super certy. And at that time, grime was like having like a resurgence with, you know, Skepta releasing That's Not Me and German Whip by Meridian Dan and whatnot. So I was like, let me find all the kind of grime artists that are currently popping, also do like a grime set with them, and then showcase all the new stuff, and kind of kept it like that really. So I was kind of bringing guests onto like the BBC radio that other shows weren't normally doing at the time, which I guess kind of helped with sort of me staying there like a little bit longer. So I had like direct access to like some of these artists and that. And yeah, through then I was just like kind of, you know, covered like Target a couple of times on a Friday night, which is dope. So I got to like broadcast live on 1Xtra, which is, you know, a dream for me. And yeah, just kind of submit mixes like all across the station. So not just for Jam Show, but doing some shit for Charlie Sloth, doing some shit for Target, doing some stuff for like the weekend shows as well, breakfast shows. So yeah, it was a good time, man. Obviously things change and, you know, lineups change and whatnot. But I was kind of glad to sort of have that experience of like working with like a big ass like broadcasting corporation like them. Do you know what I mean? Nice. Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, like looking back at it, you know, you're just kind of like going through the motions, and you know, you kind of like having to submit stuff every like week and do bits for other shows and stuff. So I was kind of like just busy, just like churning shit out and linking with artists. I didn't really kind of sort of stop to kind of, you know, take it all in and be like, oh my god, I'm doing some shit with BBC, until it kind of ended. And I was like,
radio DJ for BBC.
Yeah. It's kind of mad. Like, I forget about it sometimes. And you know, like I do kind of miss radio, and I do miss being able to kind of like do like specialist stuff. I mean, did some stuff with Rinse for a little bit, and like some stuff for like some mixes like for Kiss FM, like for Kiss Fresh as well. But yeah, the Rinse shows were good because that was just like me playing like whatever I was feeling within like hip hop. It's all kind of, you know, you're gonna hear the down south stuff, but you're gonna hear like, you know, 15-minute like medley of like all the latest Griselda joints and stuff. So yeah, I would love to get back into radio at some point. I guess it's got to be the right station, but I think just with the way that people are like consuming music and kind of consuming content now, I don't know if I'd want to kind of put all my effort into that, because I feel like, you know, doing the stuff on the socials and routine works and stuff, but every time I come on DJ in the club, like people come up to me and they're like, yo, have you just got a playlist? Before it used to be, have you got a Mixcloud or a SoundCloud? People just like, you got a Spotify playlist? I'm like, is this where we're at now? You just want me to like
make
playlists and shit? It's just wild,
playlists.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just weird. I mean, if someone like NTS hollered, I'd consider it, because again, it's very like niche. They got their kind of core fan base. It's kind of like one of the cooler stations to be associated with. But yeah, I don't think I'm really in a rush to kind of get back into radio anytime soon. But it's such a wicked period in time though, like being able to go to the building, like, you know, link with like the music editors, have the artists come through, interview some of the artists, like get to use like all the fancy mixing desks and everything, you know. Because like prior to that, I was just like, you know, recording mixtapes at home and sending them in. But when they were like, oh, you can use our studio, you know, I was like, oh shit, okay. So yeah, it was dope, man. It's really good.
Oh, yeah. That's so sick. I think first guest we've had with a BBC residency. I don't think Greg Wilson had one. I would say he's honorary and due for one. Greg is definitely due for one.
Louis was he never had one?
Louis LaRoche, he definitely deserves one as well. Yeah. So yeah, I would say tastemakers. Yeah, you are on a short list of, you know, people. Fuck, man, I used to listen to Kissy Sellout all the fucking time.
So I went to sixth form with him, which I guess like your kind of senior year of high school, the equivalent to that. So yeah, originally like I'm from Colchester, which is just over like an hour from London, and yeah, we were both like from the same area. So like used to like sit in like the kind of cafeteria with him and everything. It's mad. And then like I reconnected with him like a few years ago. Like we've both done a gig out in Austria, and kind of like catching up and stuff. But yeah, he's sick, man. He's such a nice guy as well.
Nicest guy. I was fortunate enough to DJ with him in Chicago, and I was like, dude, I don't know if you know, but you're a fucking icon. Like, you know, like, especially, you know, blog era talk and moving forward, like him, Rob the Bank, people like that, like fucking dope. But yeah, no, we are very grateful to have you on the show, man. Wanted to give you your flowers and thank you very much for joining us, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate you guys getting me on the podcast just to, you know, chat my shit.
Chop it up.
Cable guy.
You know,
Yeah.
tell you who the greatest white rapper is of all time.
I think
Yeah,
I
man.
finally decided on number one.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is it?
MC Grinder.
Boom, let's go.
Grinder.
Yes. Yes.
Inside.
No, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. And again, thanks for like the support on edits and obviously bumping my shit and you know, taking the time to, you know,
for sure,
man. It's just, yeah, it's honor, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Cable. Take care, man.
No worries. Bless up. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.